In this video, I'm going to show you how you can track the time that each of your employees spend on for each client. Now, here's where the employees put in their hours. Now, this is an automatic generated. This is when they put in hours, they tell them, say, who they're working for. And so these names are from the random generator, the random name generator. But unfortunately, I'll go to the other one and the other sheet, which is the name of the companies. And there's no random name generator for companies. So I did Joe's at the first one, and then I just did the letters B, C, D, E as company names. Now, for each employee, what they do is they spend each day that they work, they put in the number of hours they worked, and then they select a company from the list of companies that you work for, and that will be added. So at the end of each person, you have the number of hours total for each person's work. Now, it's easy to do is you can go to, on the view menu, you can go freeze panes, and you can freeze the first column so that you could always look and find out Cabe's work 24 and all of those. Now, at the same time, there is a second sheet, which is got the company names and the hours that are billed for them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear this, and I'm going to total the hours, and it's going to put in total hours for each of the companies that have been done by each of the employees. Now, at the end of the day, or the end of the week, you can see that they've worked 10 hours for Joe's, 30 hours for BB, and 34 for CC. Now, it also will total up. So, for example, on the 5th, this person worked 4 hours and the other person worked 6 hours. So on the 5th, on the other sheet, you can see that the total is 10 hours. So it's totaling up all the hours that each of the employee is working for that company each day. Let me show you a couple things. I keep getting asked this. Okay, so my macro is called total hours. To put these buttons on here, what I do is I go to the developer tab, I go to the insert, and I put button, and then I draw them out here, and then I right click here and I assign macro, and it brings up the macros that I have, total company hours, and I go here and I say OK. The other button that I have here is clear, and what I do here is I simply record a macro. So I go to the developer tab, I go record macro, then I basically select all this and delete it, and basically that will clear so I go clear, and basically it's just a recorded macro that I've done. And so I can run the total hours a day, and it will calculate. So let's look at the code. So what I've done, cname is company name, is a string, company row, company total as long, hours, and lastrow as long. Dim company column as long, dim C and R for column and row as long, and dim day as date. Okay, so for lastrow, it's on sheet 1, so that they can keep adding new employees here. Lastrow is basically counting the first column and up, and then +1. C row equals that's where we are on the customers. So the row starts at 5, the column starts at 2, and C is the column for the employees. And for C, for the company columns, which when we're on this one, what it's going to do is it's going for each of the columns on the company sheet, so from 2 to 32, and it's the row 5 is where it starts from. Now it's going to the next column on the employee sheet. Now what it's doing is it's selecting the first cell on the company sheet. Now the first cell on the company sheet is a sheet name, so that's Joe's B, C, D, E, okay? Now, what it's doing is it's going down the list of company names, and until the company name is not equal to anything, it's going to continue. And the C total, which is the client total, is 0. C name equals the sheet 1, whatever is in here. Now, it's going to R on the R5 on the employee sheet, and do while R is less than the last row. Once again, it says C total equals 0. If sheet 1 cells RC offset 1 equals customer name. So what it's doing is it's going back to there, and it doesn't care. It's looking at offset, so the hours are here, but if it offset, if this equals Joe's or whatever, that's what it's looking for, is whatever's below it. Okay, so if that equals C name, then hours equals sheets cells RC value, and C total equals C total plus hours, and sheet 2, so that's the company sheet, cells row and column equals company total hours plus whatever's in that cell already. So it's just adding to the value. And now it's setting hours equals 0, so it doesn't carry it through. And then that's the end if, and keeps going there. And then we go to the next row. And then we loop. Now we go, and then after we're finished that one, then we go to the next column on the column on the company sheet total. And then we keep going until we complete the whole loop and we total the hours. I will, of course, include the code in the description of my video. Please check out my Introduction to VBA courses. I will have the links in the description of my videos. Please subscribe.